Long ball number 2 here for Wednesday, May 14th. There's some new looks for the national teams. The women's national team got 2 new looks, whereas the men got a new dark kit. Definitely a little bit of a departure on the dark, but the light that you see on the screen there, this is exclusively for the women's side. And in its description, it says it's a throwback to the origins of the women's national team program.
I mean, they're highlighting the 40 years of the U.S. Women's National Team. Obviously, 4 stars for 4 World Cup titles. The milestone. We honor the legacy of our athletes who have consistently been a catalyst for change. Interesting, by the way, considering that U.S. soccer has occasionally pushed back against those women who were catalyzing for change. Is that a word? Catalyzing. The brilliant kit is a celebration, a collective of joy, grit, and legacy. It is a tribute to those who lit the way for all who come after them to shine more brightly. I like this one. I mean, it's not in your face, but the stars work, right? Yeah. The sublimated look, it kind of works. I'm disappointed the men won't wear it because it's a good kit, but I guess it's also okay to highlight the women and center them in this. The men will wear the old home kit. This is what both teams will wear, the heartbeat kit, which is red and blue pinstripes on a navy background, or a navy shirt predominantly with that red trim. Give me your thought, Rob. Thumbs up or thumbs down on the heartbeat kit?
We'll start with the heartbeat kit, the dark one. I want to see how it looks on television. In the pictures, in some of them, it looked too dark, and the colors of the pinstripes didn't really pop. But there's a couple photos like this one with Pulisic in it that it looked nice. I think it's going to be a nice, like almost casual. Like I could see people wearing that about town, going to the bars, and that it looks like very much for the fans. Definitely an easily wearable one, nothing too loud or crazy, and it could you could wear that out and about without standing out too much, like the dude that's wearing the jersey to the formal affair or something like that. But yeah, I think I generally like it, but I want to see it on television and out in the wild before I put a true judgment on it.
Okay, well, I think it's great. I'm not gonna
hedge. You're not mincing words. No, it's not too dark.
I think it's excellent. No, I think it's interesting, and we don't always have interesting kits for the U.S. women and the U.S. men. And look, yeah, it's dark.
Yeah, context in mind compared to the World Cup ones we had last time, and that were like the plainest of Jane ones. You're right about that.
Yeah, I mean, look, Nike is not known for always doing well with these. So, and maybe there are some things to be determined about what the U.S. consistent look should be and stuff like that. We still haven't gotten there, and maybe we never will, because it makes more money to change it every couple of years the way that they do. But I don't mind this at all. I've seen a shot. I don't have a shot ready to go, but I have seen a shot, to Mike Thomas's point, of it with shorts. The shorts also navy, which I would prefer contrast there rather than just going straight dark and dark. But I think that's a FIFA thing. I don't think you can do contrast.
Like you can't do the like matching with I think with the red element. I think that if the shorts were red to this, it would be pretty exciting.
Man, the red shorts would be interesting. That might be too much. I don't know. I'd have to see it. To that one, I would reserve judgment. I've seen this with navy shorts. I believe the white is with blue shorts. There's a Caterina Macario image bouncing around.
Yeah, that's smart looking. That's smart looking.
That doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that because of the trim, it really works. I don't have a problem with this. As you said, what I think is that it looks like something that's very wearable. I have a collection of jerseys. Some of them are making a statement. I step out my door, I realize I'm drawing attention. There are maybe that one. There are kits you wear going, okay, I'm standing out here. I'm not just going to be able to cut. This one, you could probably, as you said, it has utility. And you need a range. Like, not every shirt needs to be making a statement. Sometimes you need a soccer shirt, a jersey, a kit that's just about, I can wear it and it represents my team, but I don't have to feel like I'm clashing if I don't have the exact right ensemble to go with it. Because most of us are not wearing full kits. And actually, please don't do that. Please don't wear a full kit out in public. Unless
Aaron in the chat with a really good point. Strange calling the heartbeat kit when they're flat lines all across the jersey.
It's a good point, actually.
Flatlining on the kit. That's maybe not the best, but heartbeat. I guess it's a stretch to the colors. But there's another one, Nate, with a point. Let's call it the Tron jersey, which made me think how bonanza on the eyes would it be if the shorts and the socks all had the pinstripes all matching all the way down?
Oh, we cannot do vertical stripes on socks. We're not doing that, right? No
Socks
way.
and shorts, like
No.
all the way
No,
down,
no,
just
no.
like a layer of pillars.
No, but Aaron did. That is a good point. The heartbeat kit and it's flat lines. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
That's not necessarily the connection you want to make, but I will agree again with you that how standard and just generic kits had gotten at one point for these national teams, it is good to see a departure. And it is interesting that they would change the primary, the light colored, for just the women's. I know that there's a connection to the 40 years and having a harkening back, but it seems, I mean, does it put them on a better spotlight, or does it like differentiate the programs by doing that?
I mean, I don't. There have been times when the women have had kits that the men didn't wear. There's one that was sort of famously, people called it like a nurse's uniform, that wasn't great for the U.S. women, that they wore that the men didn't. When you miss like that, then no, it's not good. But when you do it right, and I think this is right, actually, 100%. Look, I don't love the back and forth and sort of the rivalry that exists between fan bases with the U.S. women and the U.S. men. Now, there are people who support both teams and don't have that, but there are lots of people who are, I'm a U.S. women's national team fan, and the men deserve nothing, and and every failure of the U.S. men is hilarious to them. And there are U.S. men's national team fans who sort of resent the U.S. women, and I don't like that. So I don't know that it's always great to differentiate. Maybe it's more about a unity thing, but at the same time, they are more successful. That, like, you cannot wear a U.S. men's national team jersey, even if they share the design with the women, and put 4 stars over the crest. That's not a men's jersey. That's a women's jersey, right? Because we don't have any stars on the men's side. We only have stars on the women's side.
Yeah, this has definitely come a long way from the nurses kit. Good shout on that. That was not very thoughtful. That back in the day, that was like 2011 or something like that, I believe. Come
Been
a
a
long
while.
way.
Been a
Come a long way.
while. Been a